executive, CEO, COO, CFO, CSO, as the case may be. So in this category, you are all senior management team, and it's such a blessing to stand before you today. So let me take you back to kindergarten. Please, let's rise up and exercise our bodies to get set for what we have today. Something very interesting we are going to learn a lot from. My head, my shoulder, my knee, my toes. Let's do it now. My head, shoulder, my knees, my toes. My head, my shoulder, my knees, my toes. They all belongs to Jesus. So at the end of that, you clap. That's how the children do it. So do it again. Let's go. One more time. My head, my shoulder, my knees, my toes. My head, my shoulder, my knees, my toes. My head, my shoulder, my knees, my toes. They all belongs to Jesus. A round of applause. Thank you very much. You can have your seats. I want to sincerely appreciate all our ministers who have ministered before me from morning till afternoon. If you were blessed by those ministrations, give the Lord a big hand clap. Those were powerful words. Very powerful, including the last one. Very powerful. I pray that God will help us to put them into use in Jesus' name. Today we are going to look at something very critical. I may not be able to finish today, but tomorrow we'll continue. Leadership, relationship, and pastoral etiquette. Leadership, relationship, and pastoral etiquette. We are going to be considering all of these components. Today we'll do 2. By tomorrow we'll conclude. Leadership, relationship, and pastoral etiquette. Whenever leadership is mentioned, there's always a perception people have that leadership is for those who are popular. Leadership is for people who are famous. Leadership is for people who can speak eloquently and speak very well. Leadership is for people who have the money. Leadership is for people who command attention and respect. Leadership is for those who own companies and organizations. So whenever leadership is mentioned, the average person just exonerates himself from that conversation. Shifts himself from whatever they're talking about. He doesn't see himself as a leader. He considers those who own companies, those who are popular, those who have money as leaders. But today I want to change your mindset that every one of you seated right here have leadership potentials inside of you. I'm going to show you why I made that statement according to scriptures in Genesis 1. We'll read from verse 26 down to 28 so that you see how every one of us seated right here have leadership potentials, and we will redefine what leadership is this evening. Genesis 1 from verse 26 down to 28. And God said, "Let us make man in our own image, after our likeness." Pause. Before now, God has already created all things. The firmament, the fishes in the sea, the whales, everything. And God looked at all the things he had created. There was still a vacuum. Something was missing. Who will take charge of all these things I've created? And then there was a conference call, like I will always say, a meeting with the Holy Spirit and his Son, Jesus Christ. We need somebody who will take charge of everything we have created. Help your neighbor if your neighbor is trying to doze. And then they now say, let us. Before then, you know that the Bible recorded that God was just calling everything. Let there be what? This. Let there be what? That. When it got to man, there was an agreement to show that this person who is coming forth is very important. He said, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness. What that means is that they will behave like us. Though your faces are different, our colors are different, but in the behavior, we will behave like God. The ability to create things, we will do the same. Like this chair you're sitting on, sir, in the last 20 years, it was not there. It was wood. So the ability of man to create is the likeness of God. So you are an important entity. Let's continue. He said, okay, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Listen to the most important part. 28. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be what? And what? And what? And what? And have dominion. Over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. This is what consolidates the point that every one of us have leadership potential. Be fruitful, so you have the ability to be fruitful. Multiply, you have the ability to multiply anything your hand touches. Replenish, subdue, have dominion. These are the first 5 commandments before Moses' commandments. Now, why did I say in the beginning that we all have leadership abilities? Because the difference between human beings and animals is the ability to uplift our environment. The ability to make our environment better than we met it. That is what differentiates human beings and animals. Because the lion can go to the jungle and feed, true of us. The lion can have babies, true of us. Yes. So, you two can have babies. You two can. What is the difference between you and gorilla? Have you thought about it? What exactly differentiates me as a human being from animals? Verse 28. The ability to uplift your environment. The ability to empower your environment. 100 years ago, man was trying to cover up himself, possibly with animal skin. Today you have fabrics. It's that ability to uplift your environment. The lion will never shave his hair. In the next 100 years, the lion will never shave his hair. It doesn't have the capacity to think, let me shave my hair. But you and I will do the same thing. Because we have an innate ability to make our environment better than we met it. That is leadership skill. I've not mentioned position or title, right? The thinking in itself to uplift your environment, to empower your environment, makes you a leader. When you walk into a place, when you walk into a situation, you look around and you discover a problem and you proffer solution to those problems, your leadership journey has started. So when we say leaders, don't exonerate yourself and say it's for the pastors. No. You also have a leadership potential. The ability to uplift and empower your environment makes you a leader. Because the animal can never think in that direction. If a lion walks in here, the lion will not say, they are having seminar, let me go back. What would the lion do? It's fresh meat. Fresh meat. If the bear comes in where children are gathered, the bear will not say, oh, these are children. Who brought me here? No. It's not wickedness. It is design. It has been designed to kill. So human being has been designed to prefer solutions. I hope I'm not speaking too big English, right? I want you to understand leadership at its barest minimum, so that when it's mentioned again, you will see yourself in the picture of leadership. Your ability to provide solutions, your ability to uplift your environment, your ability to empower your environment. That is what makes you a leader. Understood? Can we move on? Fantastic. All right. So, why is this important? Why are we talking about leadership right now? Why is it important in the context for which we have gathered? It is important because, according to research, leadership challenges slows church growth. Ineffective pastoral leadership leads to dwindling attendance, reduced involvement in programs, and loss of youth participation. That is why we are talking about leadership today. So that you understand the place of leadership, that ability to empower your environment, to uplift your environment. If you don't do it well, these are the things that will happen. Number one, there will be dwindling attendance. There will be reduced involvement in programs. People are no longer going to be interested. Why? Because the leader is ineffective. Youth will no longer have the desire to participate. Why? The leader is not inspiring enough, according to research. 2, churches with weak accountability structures undermines the integrity of the church, which is part of leadership skill. Accountability is part of leadership skill. When you are not accountable, first of all to yourself, and then to the people around you, what will happen? It will undermine the integrity of the church. Number 3, moral failures among leaders cause deep harm. For example, when the pastor has a lot of scandals, you too will not feel encouraged to even go there. Any bad thing that happens in society and it is traced, it's your leader, how would you feel? So, moral failures among leaders causes deep harm. I've mentioned scandals. Now, why this matters a lot? As a pastor, as a church leader, as a shepherd, your leadership determines the direction and health of the church. I'll take it again. Your leadership determines the direction and health of the church. Let's see in Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29. Media, you also have to help me with projections so that we can beat the time. Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, what will happen? The people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And sometimes when we quote this scripture, we attribute it to their secular leadership and political leadership and those in power. Now let's bring it back home. When the righteous, in this context, when somebody who does what is right always is in power, the people will do what? Rejoice. Why this conversation matters is because your leadership determines the direction and health of the church, even if you are leading a department. If you are doing things right, according to leadership standard, those under you will be happy. Yes. When you travel, they can't wait for you to come back. Because you have shown clear leadership. Because you have shown inspirational leadership. Because you are leading them in a direction that will take them to their desired destination. They see that in you. But if you're opposite, when you travel, they pray you remain there. It's true. They may not tell you, but their silent desires will be, let this woman never return here. Number two, why this matters. So we have said, number one, leadership. Your leadership determines the direction and health of the church. Number two is that God will hold leaders accountable for how they lead and treat people. Yes. God will hold leaders accountable for how they lead and treat people. Let me show us in Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13:17. Obey them that have rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they must give account, that they may do it with joy, and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. So, why this matters is because one day you will stand before God to account for the people He has placed under you. It doesn't matter if there are 2 people. It doesn't matter if there are 3 people. It doesn't matter if there are 1,000 people. You will stand to give account of your leadership style and how you were able to lead the people. That is why we are having this conversation. So God will hold us accountable for those who submit to our leadership. Number 3, why this is important. Relationships are the true infrastructure of ministry. Relationships are the true infrastructure of ministry. To break that down, when you pillars, let me say, relationships are the pillars of ministry. So, programs may attract people, but relationships keep them, grow them, and heal them. Let me take it again. Programs may attract people. We'll do crusade, 10,000 people will gather. We go for outreach, 1,000 people will gather, 5,000 people will gather. Different types of people from different places we gather. But what will keep them will be relationship. What will grow them is relationship. What will not chase them away is relationship. And what will heal them is relationship. To buttress this point, I'll read John 13:34 to 35. John 13:34 to 35. It says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this," what is that? Loving one another, "all men know that ye are my disciples, if you love one to another." It's talking about relationship. It's talking about relationship. So in all that I've said, I have not even given you a title or dashed you a position. I'm just sharing with you things that you do on a daily basis that speaks about your leadership. Number 4, why this matters. A leader's conduct preaches louder than their sermons. In the morning, Pastor Linus was talking about the ability to come, and today everybody is intelligent. With the advent of technology, you can be intelligent. Yes. You can Google anything. You can use artificial intelligence to produce anything. So, intelligence will not be the test in the future. What will be the test in the future is character. So, a leader's conduct preaches louder than their sermons. You can preach marvelously well in your different units, but what they are observing is not what you are able to say in English, the lifestyle. the conduct of the leader. How the leader composes and comports him or herself. People may forget what you teach, but they will never forget how you behave. If I ask you the topic of the 3 Sundays ago, you may not be able to tell me. Justifiably so, because of the many things. But if I ask you, how is the character of this leader? You'll be able to tell me, negative or positive. So, people may forget. Your congregation may forget what you teach. Your department may forget what you teach. But they will never forget how you behave. They will never forget how you conduct yourself. That is why this conversation matters a lot. Let me show you what Apostle Paul told Timothy. It's one of my favorite scriptures, though. 1 Timothy 4, verse 12. He said, let no man despise thy youth. I went to research on this in another translation. He said, let no man look down on you because you are young. But for them not to look down on you because you are young, see what you are going to do. Be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. So, if you don't want people to disrespect you, if you don't want people to despise you, these are the things you're going to do. In your conversation, in the manner you speak to them, how is it? In the manner that you interact and relate with them, how is it? So it's not enough to say, you know why people say, do you know who I am? Because they are actually nothing. If you're somebody, you don't need to make noise. I'm telling you. I was watching a video. Different people were introducing themselves. I am the CEO of this. I am the CEO of that. I am the CEO of this. I am the leader of this. I'm the leader of that. When he got to Dangote's store, he said, I am Dangote. That was all. Case closed. Because you have read about him as the richest black man in the world. Oh, that goes. He did not say, I am Professor, Doctor, Chief, Pharmacist, Dangote. All those things are not necessary. It's when you don't have anything, you need a lot of titles. A lot of positions to make up for the emptiness. Yes. If Mark enters here, the founder of Meta, that's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, if he walks in here and you don't know him, you probably will say, come on, go to the youth class. Because he's around 36 or 37 years, the 5th richest man in the world, with t-shirts and shorts. That's all. All he needs to say is, I am Mark Zuckerberg. That's all. You will say, I am Professor, Doctor, Pharmacist. So when you understand leadership in another way, you will stop chasing titles and start chasing value. So let me say that again. That people may forget what you teach. People may forget what you say, but they will never forget how you behave. This is very important. In 2 Corinthians 6:3 it says, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. So let me graduate into the next point. I've told you what leadership is. I've helped you to redefine it. I've also showed you why leadership matters. Let me now graduate into what leadership is not. Some of the misconceptions we have had about leadership. Number 1, leadership is not a title or a position. I've said that before. A title may give you a seat, but it doesn't give you influence. Yes. You can manage to enter a room with your title. I am the principal of so-so-so school. Oh, welcome, sir. Have seat. But you cannot stand up to instruct anybody, say, okay, go and fetch water for me. How? You need a level of influence to do that. Let me tell you something. Your title or your position may make people to respect you because they don't have an option. Yes, sir. They met you as the pastor, so they just have to obey. They just have to say, yes, sir. Even if it's not coming from their heart. They don't have any option. They met you in that position. But for you to influence them, to change their lives, to instruct them, you need to move from position to value. Yeah. When people respect you because they don't have an option, your leadership journey has not started. Let's throw away your title, let's throw away your position, and let's just bring you. Will people still bow down? Will people still respect you? Let's take away the women rep in front of your name, or the pastor in front of your name, or your position, and you just appear as Alex somebody. Will people still say, sir? Why? Not because of your position, but because of the impact you have created on them. So leadership is not title. Leadership is not position. Even as a cleaner, you can make impacts anywhere you find yourself. As a security personnel, you can make impacts right there, guarding the gates. You can. Mordecai did the same, true or false. He was not in the palace, but where he was, he created impact. And his impact and value brought him to the top. So when we understand leadership, we will stop all the bossy nature and intimidation and control. All those things are not leadership at all. See, I showed you in the beginning. Be fruitful, multiply. Not over human beings, over what I've created. Man was not originally made to control man. Man was made to control the earth and what is in the earth. Two, leadership is not control, it is not domination, it is not intimidation. So if you intimidate me, it doesn't mean you are a leader. No, not at all. I will fear you, I will run, but I will not respect you. Let me show you something in Matthew 20, 25 to 28. Sorry. 25 to 28. But Jesus called them unto him and said, ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him first be your, what that means is servant. Number 3, leadership is not self-promotion or ego. When, Jesus was asked, who would be the greatest in the kingdom? Who would be the greatest in the kingdom? Who would be the greatest in... maybe they were expecting Jesus to say, okay, it's going to be Peter, James, and John. No. He said the greatest is the one who serves. I know they were shocked at that statement. The greatest will be the one who serves. So leadership is about service. It's about serving the people. It doesn't seek self-promotion or wanting to be recognized. And when they don't recognize you, you are offended. When they don't recognize you, it's like your ego is punctured. That is the leadership. Leadership is not popularity. It's not when you are known in the diocese. You're not a leader. That doesn't define you as a leader. Being known all over the place, or knowing all the pastors, you have all their numbers, it still doesn't make you a leader. Leadership is not spiritual immunity from correction or accountability. That is, as a pastor, nobody can correct me. As a leader, nobody can correct me. I have immunity over correction. So my own is to dish out instructions, but nobody can give me instructions. That is not leadership. I wrote this down, and you may need to write it down. No anointing replaces character. No level of anointing replaces character. And we saw that in the life of David as he related with Saul. Even when God had rejected Saul, David said, no, who am I to touch the Lord's anointed? That is somebody who understood what leadership is truly about. So we are going to graduate, but I hope these points are very clear. You know, when we come for seminars, listen, we just write notes, and possibly for one thing or the other may not go back to it. But if you just decide to just take a pause and redefine your leadership, things will change. I'm telling you from experience. I thought life was just about, you know, when you just make money, just, you know, progress, until I had a change of mind. When I read a quote that says, touch the heart before you ask for the hand, I stopped focusing on making money. I started focusing on helping people. When you help people solve their problems, they will be indebted to you. Yes. When you help them to solve their problems, they will willingly give you. Yes. So, I'm saying this just in case it helps someone. If you're pursuing, because the Bible said goodness and mercy shall do what? But we are pursuing goodness and mercy. But it has been designed to follow us. What we need to do is to position for it to come. Not chase after it. It will keep running from you. So when I had that change of mind, I said, oh, okay. I started positioning for it by touching people, helping them solve their problems, helping them become better on their own, willingly. They will give to you. For in all labor, there is what? Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10, whatever your hands find it to do, do it with all your might. So everywhere God talked about work, there's always a reward. It's a natural thing that follows the principle of work. If you work, you will earn. It doesn't matter what you do. Once you put in the work, you will earn from it. So, I just said that to help us to understand what that means. Now, please, let's put these things into use. Go home, ask yourself questions, redefine your leadership, re-strategize. It works. It's not rocket science. It works. So stop waiting for anybody to give you a position before you do something. Start influencing in your communities, in your various locations, in your departments. You mustn't be the departmental head. If there's a problem, proffer solution to those problems. That is what makes you a leader. Your ability to uplift and what? Empower. Let's graduate into leadership and relationship that drives church growth. And we are going to be learning a whole lot from David. When David was in the cave of Adullam, 400 men met him. Let me tell you their CV. You know what CV is now? Curriculum vitae, your resume. When you are applying for a job, they say submit your CV. The CV of the men that met David in the cave of Adullam include indebtedness. They were indebted. They were discontented. They were distressed. They were finished. They didn't look like it. So, in terms of leadership and relationship as leaders, what can we learn from David? Number one, David did not inherit any men. He built the men. David built those men from indebtedness. So they were owing everybody. 2, they were discontented, meaning they were unsatisfied with their present situation. 3, they were distressed. There was nothing good about these people. They came to David. David became their captain and dusted them and cleaned them up and brushed them till they became valiant armies. So, what are we doing as leaders? As we relate to the people, even though they are fragile, they don't look like it now. A lot have been said this morning about, how there's a lot of change. The focus is now on money, popularity. Jesus never did that. Even him himself, when Nathanael heard that they were talking about one king, he said, king of who? Where? From where? Because Nazareth had only 11 houses. 11. It was a small city. Everybody knew everybody. Mama Nkechi knew Mama Yabo, Mama Ejike, everybody. We all grew together. And then you say, from this small place, a king will arise. Can any good thing come out from Nazareth? It was a genuine question. Well, not just did any good thing come out, at the mention of the name of that man who came out from Nazareth, every knee must bow. That unseemingly small village of 11 houses came a man whose name causes it quake. So people may not look like it when you're looking at them. How do we treat them? How do we encourage them? How do we take them in? How do we impact upon them? How do we invest in them? That is relationship. When the adulterous woman wanted to be stoned, Jesus Christ intervened. Jesus Christ did not also pick his own stone and say, today you are finished. He just said, okay, no problem. Any of you, without sin, should throw the first stone. And they all left. The woman was surprised because that is the main thing, condemnation. Will you not also condemn me? Because it was a norm. Human beings easily judge. So listen, we judge others by their actions and judge ourselves by our intention. What you did, but me, I'll judge myself by what I would have done. Jesus said, no, go. So if you're looking for already made men, you're already making a mistake. You're already making a mistake. If you're looking for ready-made, all fresh, everybody's perfect, everybody has resources, everybody speaks well. No, you will be the one to build the people and invest in the people. That is what leadership is about. And that was what David did. From men who were distressed, discontented, indebted, to valiant armies. So I've been asked to go there. So permit me to do that. For better production. So David did not import these men. David built those men. David invested in those men. David shaped those men. And they became loyal to David. It's too dark. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to standing at one place. So permit me. So, okay, I'll try. I'll manage. Okay. So, as I was saying, David did not inherit those people. David built those men. And if we're looking for a ready-made man, we're already taking a wrong direction. What is the implication of this? Church grows when people feel accepted before they are perfected. Please underline these words as I also underlined in my own notes. Church grows when people feel accepted before they are perfected. Think about the people and the circumstances that led to everybody who came to Jesus Christ. They were not all perfect, but they later became because of good relationship Jesus had with them. Condemnation drives people away. Relationship draws them in. David was with them in their struggle. Another lesson we can learn. David was with these men in their struggle. All of them were in the cave of Adullam. Cave of nothingness. Cave of dryness. David was there in their midst. He knew them. He knew their pain. He knew their struggle. So as leaders, what is the implication? You don't lead from convenience or from comfort or from a distance. The people must recognize that you are with them in their pain and in their struggle. David invested in the people. Not just the outcome. He didn't just enjoy the fact that they were valiant armies because he invested in them. I wrote here that relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from where you have not invested. If you don't have an account with Zenith Bank and you go there to ask for money, they will land you in jail. You go to where you have deposited. That's how relationship, human beings have what is called emotional bank accounts. When you do something positively, it lands in their emotional bank accounts. They store it. Like the men that David met were storing all the things David was doing. And when David casually said that, "Oh, that I may have a drink from the well of Bethlehem, which is at the gates," 3 men did not ask him anything. They rose up with their spear into the garrison of the Philistine and fought their way through, fetched the water, fought their way back, and presented the water. See, David casually said, you know how you say, "Kai, I wish they would just bring light now," or "I wish I own a private jet," or "I wish I can travel to the US," casually. So David casually said, "I just wish I can drink from the well of Bethlehem, which is at the gate." And those men would have whispered to themselves to say, "Oh boy, Oga wants to drink water." From where? From Bethlehem. The camp of the enemy. They said, "No, we have to go." When they brought the water back, David said, you did this, you risked your life. The Bible called it jeopardize. He said, if I drink this water, it's like drinking your blood. So I'm going to pour it as a drink offering. And when I read this passage, I was asking myself, how many people can risk their lives for you? How many people can go out of their way to do some things for you? Not because you force them, but because the impact you have created in their lives compels them to do that. How many? Relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from where you have not invested. You don't need to force the people. On their own, they will do that. Loyalty is earned, is not commanded. You don't command followership, you earn followership as a result of the impact and influence you have had on the people over time. So, let's go back to their CV. Distressed, discontented, indebted. Now versus valiant armies. What happened between indebted, discontented, and distressed and valiant armies? Impact. So what happens between the people who currently are under your jurisdiction, impoverished, illiterate, versus wealthy, exposed, is impact. So if we're waiting to inherit people from outside who will come and help us to do the work, no. It is the people who are there that will do it. We need to invest in them. We need to, first of all, believe in them and invest in them and dust them. Though they are not doing well, we recognize they're not doing well, we help them where they can be helped. And they will never forget you as far as life is concerned. So, leadership and relationship with the people who are under us is not rocket science, it's practical. These things I'm saying, they are all practical. You don't need to fast too much for this thing to happen. It's just a change of mind, change of habit, change of character. There's a book titled The Men Who Built America. The men who built America. Not politicians. The men who built America. So it is the people that will build the church. But you need to invest in them for them to be able to see the vision of building the church with you. David built loyalty through fairness and honor. You'll find that in 1 Samuel 30, 21 to 25. Favoritism destroys unity. As a leader, please cancel favoritism. When the church notices that you always favor those who speak your language or people who look like you, it causes division. Yes. Favoritism breeds disunity. People from your tribe are given more time. Those that are not from your tribe should come for vigil. Honor builds trust and long-term commitment. I wrote this down. People stay where they feel valued, not used. Yes, people stay where they feel valued, not used. When it has to do with what, I'm not saying hard work is bad, but all the dirty jobs is one Sister Nkema column. All the dirty jobs. But when it comes to important matters, no, don't worry, go. they will stay there. People want to be valued. People want to be respected, not used. So in our leadership, let's look at it with this lens. Am I using the people instead of valuing the people, valuing their contribution? David led with vision, not control. If I talk about vision, we'll not go today. But David led with, so David already saw that these men could be valiant armies, though right now, they don't look like it. Though right now, they are owing everybody, they are discontented, they are unsatisfied with their lives, they are distressed. However, I have seen with my eyes of faith that they are valiant armies. So David was not looking at them with the eye of people who are owing, people who are unsatisfied. He was looking at them with the eye of valiant armies. So when we lead the people, let us lead with a vision. Don't look at them in their current state. Their current state may discourage you. Look at them with the eyes of the future. Look at them with the eyes of possibilities. Who they could be and not who they are at the moment. David was accessible. Yes. Jesus Christ too was accessible. In John 15:15, the Bible said, I call you friends and not servants. How was that possible that for Jesus Christ to be recognized, Judas had to place a kiss? The people did not know him. They were all the same. They related as brothers. And the sign Judas could give was, the person I will kiss, that's the person you arrest. That shows you the level of intimacy, love, unity, harmony. He wasn't sitting on the throne, on the seat that is unapproachable. So as I begin to wrap up my thoughts on this, let us reflect. How do people experience my leadership? It's a question you need to ask yourself. How do people experience my leadership? What will be one leadership habit you will improve in the next 30 days? Personal reflection. You see, how to change is to act. There's no two ways about it. If you begin to work on your leadership now and ask yourself, what leadership habit will I improve in the next 1 month? You'll see change. Second personal reflection, do my words create fear? How do I handle disagreements amongst people? An action plan is identify one relationship you will intentionally strengthen from this week or next week. So leadership and relationship that will drive church growth is the leadership that values the people, that impacts on the people, that invests in the people, that loves the people, that carries the people along. True success is when your successor succeeds. That is when you have really succeeded. True leaders don't do everything. True leaders build people who will do things. True leaders are not insecure. This person will soon overtake me. No. So let me block every avenue that will make you not to succeed ahead of me. You are not a leader. Respectfully so. You are not. Because you still have insecurities. Isaac Newton a great scientist, once said that if I have seen far, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. So the question is, am I a giant upon which people can climb upon to see far? Or am I digging a ditch so that they can enter? So that I can keep accumulating all the glory, anything that happens, I'm the one. Anything that happens, it's me. Any glory, it's me. What if you are not there? Because all the glory was built around you. No succession plan. And if you critically look into the business arena, I'll use the secular to consolidate this point. All the people that did not have succession plan, their billions went down the drain. All the billionaires that secretly, they had a secret room where them and their demons meet. Their wife, no access. Their children, no access. When they died, 2 years, that's all. No mentorship. No bringing the wife into the know or the children into the business. See how I was able to build it. Take over. So the relationship and the leadership that will sustain and will grow is the one that invests in people. Is the one that values the people. The one that loves the people. The one that seeks for the interest of the people. Remember, relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from where you have not invested. So stop waiting and quarreling the people. You people are dishonorable. You don't honor your leaders, but you have not invested in them to a point that they can willingly invest in you. And it's like this. It's a two-way triangle. It goes both ways. If you give to me, I will, start thinking of how I will be able to give back to you. Let me share these stories, and I'll wrap up my thought, and we'll go into the group task. One of my business mentors was sharing his life story with me, how God helped him. So he was already blessed, he had the money, had everything. But he was looking for something with the defense headquarters. Okay, I'm to stay up. So he had a desire to train top military generals in intelligence. Now, there was an elder statesman he has always wanted to meet. He went to the elder statesman and gave this elder statesman a 90 million naira worth of car. So, this elder statesman asked him, Haruna, why are you giving me this car? He said, no, sir, I just want to thank you for all the things you're doing for our country, your sacrifices, your this, your that. He said, what do you want? Is anybody owing you? He said, no. Do you want contracts? He said, no. So what do you want? Say, I don't want anything. I just want to thank you. The man said, no, I can't believe my eyes, because everybody that has entered this house always come to ask. Give me, give me, give me, give me. Give me contracts. Give me number. Give me this, give me that. But you are giving me a car. No problem. So, the man went into his bedroom, brought an envelope, and gave him that envelope. And it's disrespectful to open an envelope in front of an elder. So he went to his car. He thought it was dollars, because naira cannot be as little as this. He thought it was dollars. He went to his car, opened the envelope. It was a house document, a 4-bedroom duplex in Asokoro. Asokoro is like, I don't know where to use to compare, like the refuge of Jos. And say, I dash you. So when a house in Asokoro is in billions, that's number one. Number two, he invited him for a dinner. Top military generals had gathered for that dinner, and he crossed his hand on Haruna's shoulders and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend. Do business with him." That was how he unlocked the training of top military. I'm talking about major generals. That was how he entered. Why? He gave. The man had no need for the car. He invested. And now see the outcomes. That day, I was thinking about my life. I did not sleep. I'm telling you, I thought about my life. I was thinking, I said, so we have been getting it wrong. Ask, give me, give me, give me. What are you giving in return? Relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from when you have not invested. He showed me another chart because everything, he was just showing me the charts. He showed me another chart of one of his friends in the United Kingdom who he had invested in, knowledge-wise. And the man did the business based on the advice he gave him and made $800,000. And say, "Sir, please, can I send you $80,000? If you convert it, that's about 120 million today. Please, can I send you? Please, can I send you money? So he is already living goodness and mercy shall follow. There are 4 levels life pay you. Number 1, what you do. Number 2, what you know. Number 3, who you are. He's at that level. He's being paid for who he is now. The 4th way life pays you is your legacy. There are people who, because it is Nelson Mandela, they will enter there. All over America, his name is everywhere. He's long dead, though. He's dead. But his legacy lives. That's the 4th level life pays you, legacy. That day I was thinking, I said, oh my God. Kai. He was just showing me different things. Look at his name, Haruna. So, he was just showing me different messages, different charts. This one I invested in him. During my daughter's birthday, he dashed her $20,000. Wow. Okay. I did this one to this person. I did this one. Relationship is like what? Please don't forget it. Relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from where you have not invested in. You cannot withdraw from the people that you have not invested in. Everything is not about money. You have encouraging words. Everything is not about money. You have your time and energy. You can invest your time. You can invest your energy. You can invest your good words. I am telling you. To build relationship with people. To build relationship with people. Time, energy, good words. Even when the pocket is empty, at least let there be good words. Is your tool of investment. Is your tool of investment. In my little life, I have also seen how investing in people pays back huge returns. Huge returns. So recently, I just discovered that I don't have need for, like, my headache is not, oh, what kind of clothes do I wear today? Fashion brands are like, Mr. Carful, please come and just wear our clothes for us. I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain it, but That headache of, oh, I'm looking for what kind of suit. No, 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 no. People you never knew from anywhere who have come in contact with your work or something are like, this is what I have. Just, take this, take that, take this, take that. I'm telling you honestly. And I'm like, wow, it works. When you invest in people, it pays 100, 1,000 folds. You won't be able to control it. Let me say this and I wrap up. My mentor, on his 50th birthday, all his mentees gathered. He didn't know and bought him Range Rover Sport. All of them came together and said, you know what, our mentor is 50 years. Let's buy him a car. When they parked the car in his compound, he sat on the pavement and was crying. What did I do to deserve this? They say, they were laughing. The guys, no, you have impacted us. You took us into your house. You gave us food. You clothed us. Now we have become something. We have to pay back. Relationship is like an account. You cannot withdraw from where you have not invested in. Leadership and relationship for sustainable church growth. These are very practical steps. So officially, this is where my presentation ends. But we are going to carry out a task. And we'll see how we'll do that in 30 minutes. So please help me. Ushers, help me. I need like 4 ushers to give numbers 1 to 4, everybody. So we are going to group ourselves into 4 groups. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. So all the ones we gather, we'll still use this for tomorrow so that I can conclude tomorrow. So but we'll do this exercise, and then each of the groups will produce one presenter that will come out here to make presentation. We want to tackle real life issues, real ministry issues. Okay, are we ready to do that? Are we ready to do that? You know, I told you that if I was training in a secular setting, you all are senior management team. So this is what we do with senior management teams. They take decision, they rack their brain, they counsel, they write on how to move the organization to the next level. So we are going to take those numbers. Where are the ushers? Please help me. 1 to 4. So 1 usher here, 1 here, so that we'll be able to do that in time. Are you the only one? Please help me, please. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So come and start here, since it's here. Then 1 person here, 1 person there, and we are good. Start here. They should say it so that you don't forget. Yes, Okay, we are good. So all the one, please put your hands like this. All the ones. Okay. All the ones, please. Just gather this side, please. Just so you join them. 1. 2, can I see your hand? 2 will be here in the middle. Okay, so please form a discussion group in the middle. 3, can I see your hand? 3, please come here. Yeah, 3. Please form your own group here. Then 4 here. All the 4 here. So all the 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. Don't forget your number. We are still using it tomorrow, please. Media, help me project the scenario. Scenario number 1. Okay, so the idea is everybody will participate in the discussion. You are facing like this. You are supposed to form a discussion forum. So everybody will participate, share ideas, because at the end of the day, you are going to present to us one person that will come out here to make a presentation. Please. Fantastic. Group 2 is already, I can see they are ready. Group 3, you need to turn and face so that it's a discussion forum. Everybody is being carried along, you know. Please don't sit aloof or it's everybody's business. This is 3. This is 3. This is 4. Yes. Please come close so that you will share ideas. Okay, this is group 4. Okay, thank you. So, every group, please listen up. Every group will present one person that will make presentation before everybody. So, as you rack your brain and brainstorm on the issues, you're going to present to us one person that will represent your group to make a presentation. The same with group 3, the same with group 2, and the same with group 1. Are we set? Hello, groups. Are we set? Now, encourage me. Are we set? So let's look at scenario number 1. This is the problem. And I want every group. So each of these groups are representing different branches of church. Okay? So see yourself as possibly Ellen Parish. See yourself as Nasrawa. See yourself as a branch of a church. This is the problem. You oversee a church department. Attendance is declining. People are not coming again. Workers are tired. And morale is very low. Some members feel unheard, while others feel overworked. What is the task? Let's go to the next slide. Now, your task as different churches is to identify leadership gaps contributing to that situation. What is leading to low morale? What is leading to declining attendance? Why are the people tired? Number 2, discuss amongst yourselves how servant leadership would address these challenges. And then finally, propose 2 practical leadership actions that reflect Christ's model. Is that gotten? Okay, let's go to the scenario number 1. Please go back to the scenario. Okay, see the problem. This is your church, all right? You have your own general superintendent. Now, attendance is declining, which is a problem. People are no longer coming. Workers are tired. Morale is low. It's like you are begging people to do something. But is this a reality in some of our places? That's why I was able to bring this real practical situation so that we will rack our brains to provide solutions which will serve as a template. Some members feel unheard. Nobody remembers me. Maybe because I don't have money. Maybe because I'm not popular. Maybe for one reason or the other. While others feel overworked. Only few people are doing the work. Every time, same people. You call for these same people. This is a problem. Do we understand the problem now? Are we together? Okay. Let me ensure I'm carrying everybody along. Group number 3, are we together? Have you gotten the problem? Your yes is sitting on a wheelchair. Okay, fantastic. Okay, group number 4. Do we get the problem now? Fantastic. So, if possible, we can copy down the problem. Attendance declining, workers are tired, morale is low, members feel unheard, while others feel overworked. Like, only us did this church. Now, wow, that is the problem facing your church. So each of this group, you're representing the church. The same with this group, the same with that group, the same with every group. Are we done with the problem? Let's go to the task, media. So the question is, identify leadership gaps contributing to that problem. What leadership gap is contributing to that decline in attendance, morale being low, workers feeling unheard and tired? What leadership gaps contributes to that? Number 2, discuss how servant leadership will address the issue. And then finally, on this scenario, propose 2 practical leadership actions that reflect Christ's model. So it's a discussion, okay? It's not an individual work. You know, talk amongst yourself. It's like a church coming together to solve her problem. All right. Have we gotten the questions? Okay, not yet. Because there's another scenario and I want us to just do it at once because of time. We have like 30 minutes for this exercise. Group 3, you are too close to group 4. Do you want to go under the gallery to discuss? I feel that place you have more space to interact under the gallery. So that we'll have enough space between the groups. Yeah, like see this side empty and then fantastic. Then group 4. Maybe somewhere there, so they can have time. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Are we done with the first scenario? Okay, media, please project the second scenario for me. So this is the second problem bedeviling the church. Church leaders disagree strongly on how a program should run. Maybe a crusade, maybe a program. There's disagreement. No, it should be this way. No, it should be that way. No, it should be this way. Church leaders disagree strongly on how a program should be run. The disagreement has begun to affect unity and team communication. Because of the disagreement, now there's no team unity, there's no agreement and all of that. There's no effective communication. What are the questions? Okay, please project the scenario number 2 so that we'll treat it once and for all. Number 2, yes, is there. Church leaders disagree strongly on how a program should be run. The disagreement has begun to affect unity and team communication. Because of that disagreement, there is, disunity, and it's affecting how the people are communicating. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, media, please put. Okay. Once we are done and I say start, you only have 20 minutes to deliberate. 10 minutes to make the presentations, and then we'll be done. Are we done now? Okay. Media projects the questions. So these are the questions under problem number 2. Number 1, identify wrong responses leaders often adopt in such situations. Identify wrong responses leaders often adopt in such situations. Number 2, suggest language that preserves honor while addressing the concern. Suggest language that preserves honor while addressing the concern. So these are I've given you 2 case scenarios and the questions under each scenarios. So deliberate as a church, come up with solutions, and then in 20 minutes, present to us one person who will represent your group to make the presentation before everybody. So we'll listen to the solutions that each of the groups have been able to generate, right? And then we'll listen to solutions, cross-pollinate our ideas, and that will be the close of this first segment. Are we good to go now? Okay.